Thanks for joining us here at the Weather Network. What?
It's not a good morning. It's a freezing morning. Oh my gosh, it's cold.
It's very cold. It's 5:34. I'm Emily Vukovic.
I'm Tom Reynolds. I'm sorry for laughing, but it's just ridiculous outside.
It is.
It's dangerously cold.
It's winter. It's Canada.
Yeah, but this is ridiculous. I was minus 20. My thermometer on the van coming down was minus 28 when I started in Georgetown. Got down here minus 24. I mean, I think it's moderated maybe to minus 21 now.
Well, we do have an extreme cold warning in place. So, yes, it is very, very cold this morning.
Go minus 11 up through Barrie. You're going to feel like minus 19, minus 20 this afternoon. It is cold outside. If you don't have to be outside, don't. If you are a police officer, somebody who has to be out there, you better have several layers.
Now, Tom, I'm going to let you speak to this next piece of video because coming off of Georgian Bay, so we'll talk more about that coming up. We'll also talk about your weekend. It's family day. But first, I'm going to turn things over to Tom. He's got an update on the rest of your commute. Not a ton of active weather today. Could still see a little bit of lake enhancement, but for the most part, we are relatively sunny and freezing. Through the overnight, we see a clipper system come through. It's going to continue through tomorrow morning. We're looking at about 2 to 5 centimeters of snow through much of the GTA, but the winds are really going to start to pick up. They do have the potential to gust 50 to 80 kilometers an hour, so we could still run into those problems along the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay with blowing and drifting snow. Good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Friday. It is February the 13th, Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Yes, indeed. If you're superstitious, don't go outside.
Trixidecaphobia.
Trixidecaphobia, the fear of the number 13.
5:44 in the morning, and if you're just wiping the sleep out of your eyes and you're thinking, what am I going to put on today? Just walk outside in your duvet.
Yeah, I think probably that is not a bad idea. In fact, if I don't know if anybody on a motorcycle is going to go down to Port Dover.
Well,
because if they did, you'd freeze to death.
Funny enough you said that, because Mike Arsenault is actually going down there, so maybe we can check in with him a little bit later on to see kind of what the crowd is like there.
Your face would be frozen in the first 100 yards.
Yeah, an extreme cold warning is in place, and these are put in
here either, so I'll have to just keep an eye on it.
You know what's funny, though, is that we kind of treat this like it's a big shocker, like, oh my gosh, it's so cold. But I remember, like, being a kid, growing up in Kingston,
walking
here I go.
Walking 100 miles
all the way uphill. I'm not that old
with no
yet.
shoes on,
no,
going to school.
But I remember walking to school when it was minus 30. Like, that was what you did.
You got a shot, actually, of you going to school right here. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
There's Emily. Look, see there she is. There, little Emily. Yeah.
I'm just saying. The air ambulance actually couldn't even land where it wanted to. It actually just had to land on the highway nearby because they couldn't see anything. Visibility was that bad. That could happen again this weekend. More details on that, but first, here's Tom. Not a bad day today. We'll see some sunshine, and then tonight, Clipper moves in, dropping a little bit of snow. Behind that cold front tomorrow, it is going to be frigid. Wind chills start to pick up again. We're looking at, generally speaking, about 2 to 5 centimeters, but because winds have the potential to gust 50 to 80 kilometers an hour, we are going to see a lot of blowing, a lot of drifting snow. Poor visibility could certainly be an issue, and cold temperatures continuing right into Sunday. It's going to feel like minus 31. First, we'll talk about the cold. We have an extreme cold warning in place through Barrie, Oshawa, Guelph, down through Hamilton. London, just out of it. It means the wind chills aren't feeling like minus 30s, because for the rest of us, that's exactly why this is in place. Frostbite can be happening within 10 to 30 minutes. Think about people that are having to spend extended periods of time outside, dangerous conditions, especially with very strong winds. This afternoon, we are going to be seeing some sunshine, but the winds are going to be quite strong. And then we've got a clipper system moving in tonight and into tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, the winds, as you can see, they're going to be gusting anywhere between 50 and 80 kilometers an hour. So all that fresh snow is going to be picked up, blowing and drifting snow. Very similar scenario could happen on the 402 along the shores of Lake Huron. Blizzard-like conditions, certainly a possibility, especially with 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. Now, for us in the city, we're looking at closer to 2 to 5, but tomorrow, it's going to be cold, not as cold because we have that southerly flow and it comes in with that warm front with the clipper. But behind that clipper, northerly wind right through from the Arctic. It's going to be sunny on Sunday, but it's going to be the coldest day of the weekend. We are looking at a daytime high of minus 19, but feeling like minus 31. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday. It is February the 13th, 4 minutes after 6 in the morning. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds. It's very cold out.
It's awful cold.
I was minus 28 when I left the house without the wind chill, so just minus mid-30s. So very cold, dangerous conditions outside. If you're going to be out there for any length of time, you get frostbite. So be careful. It's Friday the 13th, so hopefully you're not superstitious.
And if you are,
hide under the bed.
let's take a look at our extreme cold warning. This is exactly what Tom was just mentioning.
Now, but it is still going to be very, very cold. And really, the wind is going to be an issue all weekend long, which is kind of scary because that's what happened yesterday down on the 402.
Yeah, the 402 was closed for many hours because of numerous collisions and blowing and drifting snow. But leave it to 50 to 80 kilometer an hour winds, which is what we're expecting tomorrow. We could certainly see more closures. Now, we'll talk more about the temperatures this weekend and what you're going to do for Family Day. But first, here's Tom with traffic. It's cold today, feeling like the minus 20s. Clipper moves in tonight and into tomorrow morning. Behind that cold front, temperatures drop again. We're going to be milder tomorrow because we do have a few hours of a southerly flow, so temperatures will be around minus 13. We could see about 2 to 5 centimeters through much of the GTA, but around the shores of Huron, 5 to 10, blowing, drifting snow. If you've got travel plans this weekend, even if you're heading north up through Collingwood or Haliburton, you're going to be seeing that risk of a little bit of lake enhancement and the blowing and drifting snow. Behind the Clipper, don't even look what it's doing to Atlantic Canada. Some areas could see 75 centimeters of snow. We're just going to be dealing with Arctic air filtering it. It is going to be very cold on Sunday. It's the coldest day of the weekend, so if you have outdoor plans, maybe postpone them by a day. Minus 31 is what it will be like. Well, we'll start off today, and it is absolutely frigid. We have an extreme cold warning in place. There's an extreme cold weather alert for the city of Toronto. Wind chills feel like the minus 30s in many communities, and that's going to be the trend throughout the day today. Now, tomorrow, I have a little bit of good news. Because of this warm front coming in, we've got a southerly flow, so temperatures are going to warm up slightly, but we're going to see some snow. Behind the cold front, they drop dramatically. We've got a big pulse of Arctic air coming in. The winds are going to be very gusty, 50 to 80 kilometers an hour, and that could be blowing and drifting snow, causing poor visibility on the roads. We're looking at 2 to 5 centimeters of snow, generally speaking, along the shores of Ontario and down towards the Hamilton area, but London and areas same as yesterday with those northwesterly winds could pick up a lake enhancement of about 5 to 10 centimeters. Take a look at this. Oh, Sunday morning. In Toronto, our temperature is going to be minus 25, but it is going to feel like minus 40 when you factor in the wind. I told you the temperatures were going to drop, didn't I? And then on Monday, a much better forecast. We'll see a little bit of sunshine and temperatures will warm up slightly to a high of minus 12. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. It's good to know because signs behind the weather all to do about wind chill is something that we're certainly going to have to pay attention to today. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is the 13th of February. It is Friday the 13th. We have an extreme cold warning in place. And make sure you wear a hat, scarf, gloves, the whole bit. Those little hot pockets, they'll certainly come in handy today, that's for sure. So this afternoon, sunshine but cold. In comes the Clipper, in comes the southerly flow. Temperatures warm up slightly throughout the day tomorrow. If the snow doesn't hold you up tomorrow, the wind certainly will. 2 to 5 centimeters of snow expected for much of the GTA. Traveling in urban areas, not a big deal, but in the rural areas, certainly not recommended with winds gusting anywhere from 50 to 80 kilometers an hour. Blowing and drifting snow, poor visibility, certainly an issue. All right, I'm going to turn things over to Tom. He's got an update on your commute. And sometimes the winds feel like minus 30, and that could be problematic for your skin. And that's exactly why we have an extreme cold warning in place through much of the GTA. By this afternoon, the wind chill's feeling more like the minus 20s. The winds are going to start to pick up, and we've got a Clipper coming in through the overnight and tomorrow morning. Not dropping a ton of snow, but helping to moderate our temperatures slightly, 2 to 5 centimeters of snow. If the snow doesn't hold you up, the winds certainly will, because they are going to be gusting anywhere from 50 to 80 kilometers an hour, and 5 to 10 centimeters in many rural areas. Certainly travel not recommended, incredibly dangerous. Don't do it. Stay at home. Not much is going to be falling from the sky, but it's going to be blowing and drifting, causing zero visibility like it did yesterday near Strathroy. It's going to feel like minus 40 Sunday morning pretty much throughout southern Ontario. Go. Hi there. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. It's Friday. It is the 13th of February. 6:44. I'm Emily Vukovic.
I'm Tom Reynolds. It's Friday the 13th, of course, so people may be a little suspicious, or superstitious, rather, and suspicious, too, of the temperatures. My goodness gracious, that is ridiculous out there.
Well, we've got Kevin Yardy's joining us in downtown Toronto. And Kevin, how does it feel out there? I got a tweet from somebody asking me if I want to go to Aruba this morning. I said, absolutely, I'm in.
Oh, gosh. Wouldn't that be awesome?
It really would be. It really would be.
It's brutally cold.
Well, we've got snow on the way, and unfortunately, this could be the scene of the weekend. And this weekend, temperatures are going to get even colder. I'll have all those details in a moment, but first, here's Tom with traffic. It's going to be sunny today, but it's going to be cold. We've got a clipper system on the way for tonight and into tomorrow, helping to moderate our temperatures. I was going to say warm up, but not really the case. The winds tomorrow are going to be our biggest issue. So if the snow doesn't hold you up, if you're traveling in urban areas, well, you'll probably be okay. Travel's not recommended, but in rural areas, don't do it. Stay home. Winds are going to be gusting 50 to 80 kilometers an hour. A lot of fresh, fluffy, really grainy snow is going to be on the ground. That's going to be causing poor visibility, whiteout conditions. And by Sunday, I told you the temperatures were going to get worse. Sunday morning will feel like -40. Hi there, good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Friday. It is the 13th of February. Time now to take a look at your long-range forecast. I've got good news and I've got bad news. The good news is if you like winter, we've got more snow on the way. The bad news is that if you're not a big fan of the cold, it is going to be absolutely frigid for the next few days. Into next week, the pattern looks like this. We've got a big dip in the jet stream. We've got a lot of Arctic air filtering in from the north. The only place across the country that's going to be feeling any kind of mild air is in through British Columbia and even just the smallest little section of parts of Alberta as well. Unsettled conditions through Alberta today, but for us, it is going to be cold, windy, blustery. It's not going to be good to necessarily get out today, but worse tomorrow because we do have some snowfall on the way. We're looking at about 5 centimeters, generally speaking, through much of the GTA. The winds are going to be an issue. We have winds that are going to be gusting 50 to 80 kilometers an hour. And with all of that fresh kind of grainy snow on the ground, it's not going to be that really kind of firm moisture able to kind of pack snow. It's going to be that very light grainy stuff. So it's going to be blowing around. Poor visibility on many of the roadways, kind of rural travel, certainly not recommended, especially tomorrow night. By Sunday, we could be feeling wind chills into the -40s throughout much of southern Ontario. And then throughout the day on Monday, we warm up slightly, but we're still feeling Arctic air with that high pressure, so we are going to be seeing some sunshine, but temperatures are going to be quite cold. So if you've got family day plans, just be prepared for that. And then on Tuesday, another weak clipper going to move in through southern Ontario, giving us some light snow, and it looks as though the rest of February and into early March, we've got that exact same pattern, cold. Right, I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds. He has an update on your morning commute. Hi, good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. It's Friday. It is the 13th of February, 4 minutes after 7. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds, and of course, Valentine's Day tomorrow, right? And so you got to make sure you get something for your husband.
Yeah, he got a card.
Okay. And, of course, a lot of people are going to be out on the roads because it's the Family Day long weekend as well.
It's a big weekend, and then we're looking for Family Day activities, and Kevin Yard is at the perfect spot for a Family Day activity. He's down at the Ripley's Aquarium. Kevin, one of my favorite parts of that aquarium is when you get to go in kind of like the shark conveyor belts. You get to cruise through and look at all the sharks and the glass around you. I'm guessing you're really looking forward to that today. All right, what are you doing for Family Day?
Cottage.
Oh, you're going to freeze your you-know-what off.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I'm going to get out there. I'm going to put a few logs in the fire and look outside.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's going to get this weekend coming up, but first, Tom, what's going on the roads? Cold, and more cold. We've got some snow coming in tomorrow. We'll warm up slightly with that southerly flow. Behind this cold front, we are going to see temperatures dropping dramatically. 5 to 10 centimeters, generally speaking, throughout much of southern Ontario, blowing and drifting snow with winds gusting 50 to 80 kilometers an hour. And by Sunday morning, it is going to feel like -40 throughout the GTA. And Monday, we warm up slightly, but it's still going to be cold, so bundle up for Family Day activities outside. Yeah, they'll try for about a minute and then turn around. Okay, we do have that extreme cold warning. Kevin already talked about that. We've got cold temperatures continuing throughout the day today. We are going to see a clipper move in tonight and into tomorrow. Temperatures will moderate slightly with this clipper because of that southerly flow. We're expecting to see anywhere between 2 to 5 centimeters for the city of Toronto. Blowing, drifting snow is certainly going to be an issue for visibility in rural areas tomorrow. And by Sunday, it is going to be absolutely frigid. We are looking at wind chills feeling closer to the -40s throughout much of southern Ontario.
Perfect. Okay, I'm going to throw it back inside the studio with the rest of the traffic and weather conditions.
Can you bring your fishing rod down there, Kevin? Yeah, I'd like you to ask that question, just for all the anglers who are watching. Right now, if you're heading out onto the highway, That would be really bad. Oh, man. I tell you. But some people may try it.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. It's Friday.
Yoo-hoo!
It's February the 13th, 7:44. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds, and it's just a nasty cold day outside. In spite of being sunny, we are looking at ridiculous temperatures. My daughters, I just asked them what they were. Huntsville, minus 32 on her thermometer outside. Stephanie down near the Windsor area, normally minus 31 on her temperature right now.
Yeah, it's cold. And if you want to get inside and do something fun this weekend, why not head to Ripley's Aquarium? That's where we join Kevin Yard. Kevin, what are you up to?
So this is Nibbler here. She has 8 arms, with each arm containing 280 suction cups, and they're so powerful that they can crush and rip their prey apart when they're trying to eat something.
Okay, it sounds like my co-hosts when they eat. They have their breakfast. Well, okay, I won't say that. Okay, back inside you, Emily and Tom. I'll be nice to you guys today.
Oh, Kevin, you better not have been talking about me. I'll tell you that much. We do have an extreme cold warning in place, and it is going to be in place for the next couple of hours. Wind chills feeling like the minus 30s. We'll talk more about your long range and how it's going to get colder into the weekend, but first, here's Tom. Sunshine today, but yeah, very cold. Feeling like minus 20 by this afternoon. Tonight, Clipper system moves in from across the prairies. We're going to start to see some snow, and then the winds will really start to pick up throughout the day tomorrow. 5 to 10 centimeters generally throughout southern Ontario, with a little bit of lake enhancement, with the winds gusting anywhere between 50 and 80 kilometers an hour, blowing, drifting snow, poor visibility, certainly an issue. And then by Sunday morning upon wake up, it is actually going to feel like minus 40 when you factor in the wind. High pressure in for Monday. Temperatures warm up slightly, but still make sure you bundle up if you're heading outside for family day activities. We do. We have an extreme cold warning in place through Haliburton, through Kingston, Trenton, Barrie, through Oshawa. This afternoon, wind chills are going to be feeling like the minus high teens to the minus 20s, and it's going to be even worse because the winds are going to start to get quite gusty throughout the day today and get very strong throughout the day tomorrow. A little bit of sunshine today. In comes the Clipper tonight. Continuing to see snow early tomorrow morning, then it will start to taper off, but the 5 to 10 centimeters of snow on the ground that we're going to see is going to be picked up by very gusty conditions by tomorrow evening. We're looking at winds gusting anywhere between 50 and 80 kilometers an hour, and that's going to be blowing, drifting, causing poor visibility, whiteout conditions. Travel certainly not recommended in rural areas. It's going to be very dangerous. And then by Sunday morning, dangerous wind chills, feeling closer to minus 40 when you factor in the wind, feeling like minus 43 in the Barrie area. Once this Clipper moves out and those winds pick up, they're going to be coming in straight from the north. So Sunday is going to be probably the coldest day of the weekend, feeling like minus 31. It'll warm up slightly just in time for family day. Hi there. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us on this Friday. It is February the 13th. 4 minutes after 8 o'clock, I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds, and it's very cold outside, of course, keeping in mind.
But look,
yeah,
it's beautiful.
it's sunny.
It looks like a nice
unfortunately,
day.
all that heat, any heat that was around, has gone up into space.
Bye-bye
so
heat.
it's really, really, really cold, and so dress warmly.
Head inside. Go to the Ripley's Aquarium where we join Kevin Yard. Perfect family day activity. Kevin, what's your favorite part so far? Beautiful creatures, aren't they? But slightly scary. Long range details coming up. First, here's Tom. Extreme cold warning in place right now through much of southern and central and eastern Ontario, feeling like minus 30s in many cases with the wind chill. By this afternoon, we're going to be feeling more like the minus 20s. We do have a system coming in tonight and into tomorrow morning, giving us anywhere between 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. Temperatures will be warming up slightly, ever so slightly for Saturday. But then Sunday, behind this system, they drop dramatically. Before I get to show you that, I would like to talk about the winds, gusting 50 to 80 kilometers an hour. Blowing, drifting snow, certainly going to be an issue. Visibility next to nothing in many cases, so a lot of roadways could see closures again tomorrow. It's going to feel like minus 40 to kick off the day on Sunday, coldest day of the weekend. It's really cold. It's really, really cold. An extreme cold warning is in place throughout much of the GTA. Wind chills feeling closer to the minus 30s. By this afternoon, feeling like minus 19 through Toronto, minus 21 in Kitchener, and minus 20 through Newmarket. We do have some sunshine in the forecast today. That'll make it look nice, but it'll be frigid. And we've got a Clipper on the way tonight and into tomorrow morning. And this is expected to drop anywhere between 5 to 10 centimeters throughout southern Ontario. Winds gusting 50 to 80 kilometers an hour, blowing and drifting snow will certainly be an issue with poor visibility and whiteout conditions on many highways. Good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Friday. It is February the 13th, 8:44. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds. Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
It's Family Day weekend.
Yeah.
It's freezing outside.
Yeah, but it's sunny
Sunny.
outside our Oakville studios.
Yeah, but it's not generating enough heat.
No.
Really.
Let's join Kevin Yard. He's at the Ripley's Aquarium in downtown Toronto, and if you're looking for something to do indoors this weekend to stay warm, Kevin, this is certainly something you would recommend, isn't it? I don't think I would do it. I got surrounded by manta rays once when I was in Florida, and it freaked me out so much as a kid. I don't know. It's given me like a phobia of them ever since, but they're kind of pretty. An extreme cold warning in place. We'll talk more about your long-range forecast, and believe it or not, it's actually going to get colder this weekend. But first, here's Toronto traffic. Yeah, today's going to be cold, but we'll see some sunshine. Tonight, Clipper system moves in. Temperatures moderate slightly with that southerly flow. Behind the cold front tomorrow, we are going to be seeing very cold temperatures and very gusty winds. Winds can be gusting 50 to 80 kilometers an hour. With all this fresh snow on the ground, it's going to be blowing and drifting, causing poor visibility on the roadways, whiteout conditions, not safe for travel in rural areas. And through Toronto, by Sunday morning, we're looking at minus 25, but it is going to feel closer to minus 40. And on Family Day Monday, temperatures moderate slightly, and we'll see some sunshine with a high of minus 12. Hi there, I'm Emily Vukovic, and joining me, meteorologist Dr. Doug Gillum. It's all about Family Day activities this weekend. It's all about the cold temperatures. People aren't going to be able to spend a lot of time outside, are they?
You really shouldn't be spending a lot of time outside, and if you are, certainly bundle up. Cover your face, cover all your skin. Frostbite, a definite concern as we have record-breaking cold temperatures. Oof. If you're traveling Saturday night, too, also with the whiteout conditions, very dangerous travel in rural open areas around the city, just sort of an inconvenience.
Right, okay. Well, the big pattern for us is going to be cold, cold, and hey, a little bit more cold.
As we see, this map doesn't look any different.
I was going to say, did I click? I don't know if I clicked.
So let's look at some model data. The violet purples here represent temperatures more than 10 degrees below seasonal. This is the next 5 days.
Oh, Doug.
Let's go forward right into early March. And again, highlighting Sunday morning, wind chills near minus 40.
We never put in exclamation points.
No. We certainly want to drive home
this is
that
serious.
point. Then Monday, not as windy, but we have a near record low in the morning, then temperatures not quite as frigid in the afternoon. At least there is some sunshine.
All right, that's good
Tuesday, some light snow possible, several centimeters. It looks like that storm system will stay to our south and east, and then we reload once again. Wednesday and Thursday,
we just
frigid.
don't get a break.
Once again, and then Friday, not quite as frigid, but a clipper's approaching.
All right, bundle up this weekend. Find activities for you and the kids inside. Hi there, good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Friday. It is the 13th of February, and it is cold, but it's sunny. Look at outside our Oakville studios. Beautiful blue sky. Looks can be deceiving, however. It's so cold that we have an extreme cold warning in place right now, like minus 20 through Oshawa. If you're looking for something fun to do with the family today that's inside to stay nice and cozy, well, let's check in with Kevin Yard. He joins us at the Ripley's Aquarium, and Kevin, such an awesome place to be. They are really incredible. It's so great to go through that. If you haven't done this and you're looking for something to do this Family Day, you need to check out the aquarium. It's very cool. Lineups will be long, so they're suggesting people to go early. They open late, though, if they stay open late. Tomorrow we'll see some sunshine as well as today, and then we do have a clipper system moving in as early as tonight, continuing tomorrow morning. Temperatures will warm up slightly ahead of it with that southerly flow, but then they're going to start to drop throughout the day. 5 to 10 centimeters, generally speaking, throughout much of southern Ontario. The winds are going to be gusting by tomorrow afternoon anywhere between 50 and 80 kilometers an hour. If you're traveling in urban areas, travel's not recommended, but if you're going to be traveling in rural areas, don't do it. It is going to be dangerous. Blowing, drifting snow, poor visibility, whiteout conditions, especially along the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay. Yesterday, part of the 402 was completely shut down due to an 11-vehicle collision. Helicopters couldn't even land where they wanted to because they just couldn't see. Temperatures behind this system are going to get very cold. We're looking at an incredibly cold start to the day on Sunday. It will feel like minus 40 when you factor in the wind chill. It's going to stay cold throughout the day, and then Monday temperatures slightly modify, minus 12, feeling like minus 17 for Family Day. Thanks, Jacqueline. For more science behind the weather, you can just head to our website, theweathernetwork.com. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Friday. It is February the 13th, and it is cold. Temperatures this morning feeling closer to the minus 30s when you factor in the wind chill, and that is why we do have an extreme cold warning in place. We do have some sunshine in the forecast for today, but we've got some fairly strong wind gusts as well, and that's what's going to make those wind chills feel even worse. Clipper moving through tonight and into tomorrow morning. The winds behind this clipper are going to be gusting 50 to 80 kilometers an hour, causing this 5 to 10 centimeters of snow to be blowing and drifting, causing zero visibility on many of the roads. Yesterday, the 402 near Strathroy was completely shut down due to an 11 vehicle collision. It's not safe to be out on the roads when we've got winds this strong, and the snow, it's really light and fluffy. It's not that kind of hard packing snow, so it picks up very easily. So driving tomorrow night in rural areas, not recommended, very dangerous. It's going to feel like minus 40 by Sunday morning. We could certainly see records being broken. Same story for early Monday morning, but on Monday temperatures will warm up slightly and we will see some more sunshine. All right, thanks so much, Kevin. That's some good advice, especially on a day like today. It's Friday. It is February the 13th. I'm Emily Vukovic, and we have an extreme cold warning in place for the GTA. Temperatures are cold, but with the winds feeling more like the minus 30s. It is going to be frigid this afternoon as well, feeling closer to minus 19 for the city of Toronto, feeling closer to minus 18 through Barrie, feeling like minus 19 through Orangeville, and minus 20 is what it's going to feel like through Hamilton. A little bit of sunshine today, and then tonight we've got a clipper moving in, and notice we've got winds coming in from more of a southerly direction, which is good news. That'll help kind of moderate our temperatures slightly throughout the day tomorrow. Behind that cold front, unfortunately, the winds are going to start to pick up, and we've got colder temperatures approaching for early Sunday morning, and I'll show you those in just a sec. 2 to 5 centimeters, generally speaking, throughout much of the GTA, but with all this fresh snow on the ground and winds gusting 50 to 80 kilometers an hour, that is going to be an issue for travel. We are going to be seeing blowing and drifting snow, especially along the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay, very similar to yesterday with those strong northwesterly winds. Whiteout conditions, blizzard-like conditions, certainly a possibility. And then Sunday morning, just to make matters just that much worse, it is actually going to feel like minus 40 for the city of Toronto. Come Monday, things will start to get a little bit better. We'll see some sunshine. Temperatures will warm up slightly, but still bundle up if you have outdoor activities planned for Family Day. Looks like fun, but it also looks a little scary. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Friday. It is the 13th of February. It is an incredibly cold day today, but there's some sunshine in the forecast. Looks can be deceiving. We also have an extreme cold warning in place. This afternoon, we're looking at wind chill values feeling closer to minus 20. So if you're looking for something to do indoors, why not head to Ripley's Aquarium, which is where we joined Kevin Yard. And Kevin, you were seeing some pretty cool stuff this morning, aren't you? All right, that is very cool. Thanks, Kevin. Today, sunny but cold. Tonight, clipper system moves in. Tomorrow, winds pick up behind it. We are going to be seeing wind gusts 50 to 80 kilometers an hour. Throw in fresh snow of about 5 to 10 centimeters. You've got blowing, drifting, poor visibility, whiteout conditions. Travel in rural areas is going to be incredibly dangerous. Don't do it if you don't have to, that's for sure. It's going to get colder behind that system come Sunday morning. We're looking at temperatures of minus 25, but feeling more like minus 40 when you factor in the wind. Sunday being the coldest day of the weekend, temperatures will slightly start to moderate throughout Family Day on Monday. Thanks so much for that story, Kasia. And with this extreme cold warning in place, of course, you're going to think about the people that are most vulnerable. Check on your elderly neighbors. Make sure all their heating is working appropriately, and make sure your heating is working appropriately as well. Dress for these conditions. By this afternoon, it is going to feel more like the minus 20s in many communities throughout southern Ontario. Tonight, we do have a clipper on the way. We are going to be seeing some sunshine today, but then tonight, cloud cover moves in. We'll start to see some light snow, and then behind this clipper, temperatures are going to drop significantly. 5 to 10 centimeters, generally speaking, throughout much of the GTA, but we're going to have winds gusting tomorrow evening about 50 to 80 kilometers an hour. That's going to cause blowing and drifting snow, poor visibility, whiteout conditions. Yesterday, parts of the 402 completely shut down due to an 11 vehicle collision. The helicopter couldn't even land where it wanted to because it couldn't see anything. So keep that in mind. Traveling in rural areas tomorrow, not recommended. After all that snow blows around, well, we've got really cold temperatures. It is going to feel more like -40 for Sunday morning throughout the city of Toronto. The winds are going to stay relatively strong, not so much for today, but throughout the day tomorrow. They're going to continue to be strong throughout Sunday, but then start to ease. Family Day Monday, sunny, but still very cold. Atlantic braces for impact. -40 hits the east. And the West seems like the place to be. This is News in a Minute. There's been a shift in the system. As Newfoundland digs out from Thursday's storm, the track of the next system to target the Atlantic has shifted slightly south. A special weather statement is in effect. Winds could reach hurricane force starting Saturday night through Monday, with snow totals in some areas reaching over 40 centimeters. Extreme cold is taking hold. By Sunday, the wind chill could make it feel like -40 in parts of southern Ontario. It didn't even get that cold during last winter's polar vortex. Extreme cold warnings remain in place for Quebec as well, values ranging from -38 to -42 with the wind chill. The West, it's the place to be. Meanwhile, Calgary, Alberta could see double-digit highs for the second day in a row. 15 centimeters of snow and gusty conditions are expected for parts of Saskatchewan. As for BC, snow in the higher elevations and light rain throughout the province.